Hi friends, welcome to Sri Sai online training. So today in Angular 9, we are going to discuss these topics. So Angular 9 with TypeScript. So in the last video, we have seen what is introduction and history of TypeScript. What are the prerequisite softwares for TypeScript. So today in Sri Sai online training, we are going to discuss the below topics. So the topics are how to work with Angular programs, or sorry, how to work with TypeScript programs. Okay, so installation of Node.js, npm and TypeScript, and then how to work with Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code as an editor for our TypeScript programs. We'll see some basic commands in TypeScript. We'll also see what is a flow of execution of TypeScript program, and we'll try to understand what is .ts file and what is .js file. So these are two important files which helps us to work with our TypeScript programs. So let us start with first, okay, how to install Node.js. So in the last video or last session, we have seen how to install the Node.js. So to install the Node.js, we have to go to this website www.nodejs.org. Okay, and we have to download the latest version of the Node.js for our Windows 64-bit operating system, and then we have to install this in our system, Node.js. So the installation is very simple, which we have discussed in the last session. Okay, so anyhow, so what we'll do is we'll try to do this once again. I'll open the Google Chrome browser. Right, so here we'll go to www.nodejs.org. Right, so the latest version is 12.16.3 LTS. So what does this LTS stands for? Long-term support. Okay, right, so we also have the current version 14.3, but this 14.3 is something like which is used as a alpha version or beta version, so still it is under testing mode. So we'll go for the stable version 12.16.3. right, so we'll download this. Okay, so it is getting downloaded in our system. Right, so once the downloading is done, we have to open this in our My Computer downloads folder. So say it as show in folder. Right, so here we have Node version 12.16.3 x64. So I'll just say cut from here and we'll put this in our working directory. So our working directory will be My Computer Angular 9 online softwares. So we'll paste it here. Okay, so it is already available here. Okay, fine. So we have downloaded this in the last session and we have also done this installation. So just double click this and start the installation. Installation is very simple. Just you have to say next, next, next and finish. You can refer that in the previous video. Right, so once the installation is done, okay, so we have to verify, okay, whether Node is installed properly in our system or not. So how to verify whether Node is installed properly or not in our system? So for this we have to open the command prompt, and in the command prompt we have to type the command node-v. So -v stands for version. Okay, so I'll just write it here. -v stands for version. So it will give us the version of Node which is installed in our system. So we have to do this in the command prompt. So I'll just click on the start button, type cmd, right, and then go to our working directory. So you can choose your own working directory, C:, D:, E:, anything. If you don't have D:, E:, also you can directly do it on the desktop. So just go to your working directory G drive. After that, type cd Angular 9 online. Okay, right. So here you can just simply say node hyphen v. So the latest version of Node which is installed in our system is version 12.16.3. So Node is already successfully installed in our system, right? So this is the latest version, right? So now what exactly is this node? What is the use of this node in our Angular 9 application development? Okay, so the main use of node, it provides us a runtime environment for Angular 9 applications. So whenever we develop Angular 9 applications, to run that Angular 9 applications, Node.js will provide us a runtime environment. Okay, right. So this runtime environment means where we can execute our Angular programs on Node.js. Okay, and as of now, okay, what is the use of Node.js? Because we are discussing with TypeScript only. So Node.js is used to run JavaScript of TypeScript programs without using any browser. So generally, when you want to execute a JavaScript, we have to write a JavaScript program. We have to integrate that in the HTML program, and then we have to open the browser, and then we have to run the file with the HTML program. Then JavaScript is executed, and you can see the output on the browser document of the page. So without using any browser, our TypeScript programs are converted into JavaScript, and then that JavaScript is executed under this Node runtime environment. So this is what is the main use of Node.js for our Angular as well as for our TypeScript programs. Without using any browser, we can compile and run TypeScript programs using Node.js. Right. So now one important point here, whenever we install Node.js, okay, so one of the important point, whenever we install Node.js, along with Node.js we'll get one npm utility. Okay, so I'll write here node package manager utility. It is a small utility which is integrated with Node.js. Okay, so along with Node.js software which is installed in our system, npm, a small utility software, is also automatically downloaded and installed with Node.js. So in our system, Node Package Manager is also installed. So what is the use of this npm? Okay, so what is the use of npm? We'll try to understand that. Okay, so npm allows us to download and install open source JavaScript libraries in our system, and these are also integrated with Node.js. Okay, so if you want to download and install any open source free of cost JavaScript libraries in our system, okay, along with Node.js, whenever you are developing any project using Node.js, especially our Angular projects, we are going to develop using Node.js runtime environment only. So in that situation, what we have to do? So we have to install the libraries, third-party libraries, which are open source libraries using npm. So npm is already installed, Node Package Manager. So here package means libraries, JavaScript libraries. Okay, so I'll write it here. So package means libraries. So this is a simple meaning. What do you mean by package? So package means libraries. Okay, so how to verify whether Node Package Manager is installed successfully or not in your system along with Node? So in that situation, we'll see how to work with npm command. So we have to use this npm -v. So -v stands for version. So v stands for version. So we'll use this command in the command prompt. So let's go to the command prompt. In the command prompt, I'll say npm space -v. Enter. Right, so the npm node package manager version which is installed in our system and integrated with node.js is 6.14.4. So node is successfully installed, npm is also successfully installed. Okay, so node allows us to work with Angular applications and also TypeScript programs, and npm allows us to download open source JavaScript libraries which are required for our Angular applications. So two things are successfully done. Right, so let us now try to understand how to work with our TypeScript. Okay, so now TypeScript. So how to install TypeScript in our system? Okay, so we have already installed TypeScript in our system in the last session. So once again, I'm going to show you how to install this TypeScript. So now here, TypeScript is a library which is provided by Microsoft. Okay, so I'll write it here. TypeScript is a open source. So open source means free of cost library. Okay, so this library is provided by Microsoft. Okay, so this library is provided by Microsoft. So how to install this TypeScript library, okay, in our Node.js environment? Okay, so for that we have a command npm install -g TypeScript. Okay, so I'll type this command here, npm install -g TypeScript. So TypeScript is already installed in my system. So when I run this command once again, it will replace the existing version of the TypeScript. So enter. Right. So this library will be installed directly from the internet, which is provided by Node repository, Node library repository, which is nothing but npm. Okay. Right, now in the meantime, we'll try to understand what is this -g. So -g indicates global installation. So whatever the TypeScript we are installing in our system and integrating with Node.js, this will be available with different users of your system. Okay, so all the users of your system can use this TypeScript. Okay, it means administrator can use it. Okay, sizer can use it, guest user can use it, any user can use this TypeScript which is integrated with Node.js. Okay, right, so the installation is done in the command prompt. Okay, so the version which is installed, it is also displayed here, TypeScript @3.9.3. so we'll try to verify this, what is a version. Okay, so for this we have to use a command tsc-v. Okay, so here -v indicates version. So let us type this command in the command prompt. So let's go to the command prompt. We'll say here tsc-v. So the version which is installed is 3.9.3. Okay, right, so now next, so whenever you want to write a TypeScript programs, so commonly we use two editors, one Notepad++ editor which is completely free of cost, and two Visual Studio Code. So Notepad++ we have to go to this website and install it. Okay, so in my system Notepad++ is already installed. I'm using it already. So if you can see here, okay, Notepad++, right, so it is already installed in my system. Right, so now next is Visual Studio Code. Okay, so first I'll show you how to go to this Notepad++, okay, website. So copy this and then open this in the browser. So the web page is getting downloaded. So on the left side we have some options here. Click on download. Right. So download will start. Okay, the latest version which is installed is 7.8.6. Okay, so just click on this. Right, so here it is giving us two options, whether you want to download this for 32-bit or 64-bit. So my system is 64-bit operating system. Okay, so just click on this installer. So it will install it will download the Notepad++ installer, and then we can use this in our working directory. So it got downloaded. So simply say show in downloads folder. Right, just this Notepad++, which is already available here. Okay, installation file. So just use this in our working directory. Paste it in our working directory, G:\Angular9 softwares, and paste it here, Notepad++. And similarly we have to do the same thing for Visual Studio Code, and you can start the installation. Installation is very simple. Okay, we'll see the installation for Notepad++, which we did not cover in the last session. So just double click on Notepad++ installation file. So do you want to install this? Click on yes. Right, so select the language here, English, say it as OK. Click on next. Agree the license agreement. Click on next. Next. Create desktop shortcut. Install. So it is saying that Notepad++ is already running. I'll just close that. Close this and click on retry. So installation will be done automatically. So we can write a Typescript program in Notepad++ and we can run that using Node. Okay, so it is saying here run Notepad++, click on finish. So Notepad++ will open automatically, and here we are done with Notepad++ installation. Right, next Visual Studio Code. Okay, so Visual Studio Code, we have to go to this website, https://code.visualstudio.com. So I'll just copy this link and then put it in the address bar of the browser. So it should open as Visual Studio Code website. So download for Windows. So this website has automatically detected that Windows is the operating system available in our machine. So it is showing us download for Windows stable build. So just click on this. So downloading should start automatically. Right, so the downloading has started automatically. You can say show all downloads. So it is around 54 MB. Okay, so 1.45.1. okay, right, so this is already automatically, previously we have already downloaded this. Okay, and we have also installed this. Okay, right, so I'll just ignore this installation because we can refer the previous video for the installation of Visual Studio Code. So downloading, I'll just ignore this. Installation, we can refer it from the previous video. Right, so now these are the two editors which we are going to work with Typescript. So preferably I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. Okay, so Visual Studio Code is preferable IDE. So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So integrated development environment means we can write the program, we can save the program, we can compile the program, we can run the program, we can also verify output of the program in same application or same software, which is our Visual Studio Code. So this is the preferable one for us. So let us open this Visual Studio Code and type a sample TypeScript program. Right, so working with first program in TypeScript. Right, so first step one, we have to open the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so Visual Studio Code is installed in our system. We'll try to open that. Okay, so just click on Start button. It is already installed in our system, Visual Studio Code, and type here Visual Studio Code. You will also have a desktop shortcut. You can also open Visual Studio Code from the desktop. Even that is possible. Okay, let's just click on this Visual Studio Code. Right, so this is how Visual Studio Code looks like. File menu, edit menu, selection menu, view menu, go, run menu, terminal. This is important for us, and help. Okay, right, so you can just close this Visual Studio Code welcome screen. Right, so this is what is Visual Studio Code. And next, in the Visual Studio Code, what we have to do is step 2, we have to open a new page. So take a new page means click on file and select new option. Okay, so just go to the Visual Studio Code, file, click on file menu, new file. Right, so in the new file we have to type our program here. So our program is ready. I'm just going to open that program for us. Say open file, go to our working directory G:\Angular 9 online, go to TypeScript programs. So I've created one extra folder here, TypeScript programs. I'm going to save all our TypeScript programs here. Right, so this is welcome.ts. okay, right, if you can see here, welcome.ts. So under this I'm writing 3 statements here. First one, console.log hello students. Okay, right, I'll just put a comment for the remaining 2 statements. Okay, right, so save this program. So we have to save this program in our working directory. So click on file and say save. Okay, I'm selecting save as because it's already saved in my system. Go to G:\Angular 9 online, TypeScript folder, programs folder. So save it as welcome.ts. So the file extension for our programs is .ts. It should be a TypeScript file which is understood by the Node environment. So click on save. Right, so I'll just click on the save button. So do you want to replace it? Say yes. It's already available in my system. So console.log. So console means your output screen. Generally log means write something on the output screen. So what is that I want to write it on the output screen? I want to write hello students. So hello students is a message which I want to write it on the output screen of my particular terminal. Okay, right, so this is what is writing and saving the TypeScript program. Step 2, step 3. Next we have to open the terminal. So terminal is nothing but command prompt, same thing. Okay, so we have to open the terminal. Terminal is nothing but command prompt. Okay, right, so we'll just go to the Visual Studio Code, just click on terminal and say new terminal. Okay, so I'll write here from terminal menu. So we have to go to the working directory G:\Angular Angular 9 online TypeScript programs, right? So if you can see here, terminal is opened in my system at the bottom. Okay, right. So by default it is in C:\users office folder. I'll just change it to G:. Okay, uh, Angular 9 online and then TypeScript. Under this I'll go to programs. Okay, right, I'll say CLS, clear the screen. So this will be our working directory for our particular Angular programs. G:, Angular 9 online TypeScript folder, programs folder. So under this folder we have welcome.ts. Check it out. dir, directory structure. So here we have welcome.ts. Okay, right, I'll just clear the screen. CLS of the terminal. Now we have to compile this program. So what is a command for compiling this program? So for compiling this program we have to use tsc followed by file name. Okay, so I'll just write it here. So the command goes like this: tsc file name dot ts. So TypeScript compiler welcome.ts. If your program does not have any mistakes, then we'll get a .js file, JavaScript file with the file name. Let's check it out. Go to the Visual Studio Code terminal and type your command here. So the command is tsc. So I'll type it here, tsc followed by our program name, welcome.ts. Okay, say enter. So if our program does not have any errors, then on successful compilation we are going to get the .js file. So compilation is done without any mistakes. Now check it out. dir, directory structure. We got welcome.js at the given time just now. Okay, right. So what happened here? Our TypeScript file is converted into JavaScript file using TypeScript compiler, which is integrated with NodeJS software in our system. Right, I'll say here, clear screen. Now the last step, we have to run this .js file. For running this node.js file, we have to use the command node space filename.js. So I'll just write it here. The command goes like this, syntax. Node is the command. Okay, filename.js. Okay, right. So this is what is the last step. Okay, so I'll type here node welcome.js. So node is a server-side scripting language which allows us to run JavaScript without using any browser web page. So in our terminal we'll get hello students as the output. So this is the output of our program. Similarly, I'll type one more command here, console.log welcome to Angular 9 session. Okay, so welcome to Angular 9 session. I'm just putting that in a double quotes. So why this I'm putting in a double quote means it is a string message. So string messages in any programming language, normally they are represented in single quotes or double quotes. Both are accepted in TypeScript. So save this program. Now come to the terminal at the bottom and type your command for compiling. tsc welcome.ts. So no error. Then we'll get the .js file. Yes. Now run the .js file. Node welcome.js. Use up arrow and down arrow to get the previous commands in the command prompt or terminal. Okay. Node welcome.js. Click on enter. Now here we can see hello students, welcome to Angular 9 sessions. We got the two messages. Similarly, I'm going to show you with the third message also. The third message goes like this here. right? So console.log all the best. Okay, console.log all the best, right? Now here I'm not using semicolon in the last. Okay, so semicolon indicates end of a statement. It is not compulsory in TypeScript or JavaScript, whereas in programming languages like C, C++, Java and .NET it is compulsory. Okay, right, I'm going to give you all these basics one by one also, right? So all the best is my third message. So save this. Next, come to the terminal at the bottom of your Visual Studio Code. CLS, clear the screen. Now compile your program. TypeScript compiler welcome.ts. On successful compilation, if you don't have any errors, okay, then you are going to get a .js file. Run the .js file using node filename.js. Now we got the three messages here. So we can see here, first message, hello students. Second message, welcome to Angular 9 sessions. And third message, all the best. Right? So this is how we have to work with the TypeScript programs. Right, so I'm going to give you some basics here. Okay, we'll try to understand some basics here. Right, so first of all, what is the flow of execution of TypeScript program? We'll take a small diagram and we'll try to understand this. What is the flow of execution of a TypeScript program? Right, so this is a small diagram. We'll try to understand. So first we have to write a program and save that as filename.ts as extension. Next, we have to compile this program. When you compile this program, if your program does not have any mistakes, we'll get a .js file or a JavaScript file. So compiling means converting our TypeScript file into JavaScript file is known as transpiling here. Compiling our TypeScript file into JavaScript file is known as transpiling. And once we get this JavaScript file, we have to run this. When you run this using node command, we'll get the output of the program. So this is a flow of execution of our TypeScript program. So welcome.ts, compile that, we'll get welcome.js. When you run the welcome.js, we'll get the output of the program. So I'll just represent here. Right. Okay, so now I'll just represent that here. So first we have to write program with .ts as extension. So welcome.ts. Next we have to compile that. We'll get a JavaScript file, welcome.js. Okay, so welcome.ts, when you compile this, we'll get a welcome.js. And when we run this welcome.js, we'll get the output of the program. Right, so some important points here. So .ts is a file extension for TypeScript files or programs, okay, or programs. And then .js is an extension for JavaScript files or JavaScript programs, right? So next we also have a shortcut. Without compiling, we can directly run the TypeScript file using node command, okay. Node filename.ts. Now in this case, no JavaScript file is created, okay. So internally .ts file is automatically converted to .js file, and then .js file is run to give us the output, right? So internally, right? So internally the file is automatically created, the JavaScript file, and then automatically it is run to give us the output of the program, right? So we'll try to understand this, what exactly happens. So we'll try to execute this command, okay, and then check out. Right, so we'll try to execute this node welcome.ts, okay, command, and then try to check out what exactly happens with this. The command name is node welcome.ts. So just go to the command prompt, okay. Right, so command prompt of Visual Studio Code, right, and type your command here. So the command goes like this, okay. Node welcome.ts. It is not welcome.js, okay. Press enter. Right, so we got the three messages here. Hello students, welcome to Angular 9 sessions, all the best, okay. So this is how we have to work with the node command. So without using, okay, tsc command, we can directly run the node followed by TypeScript file, and we'll get the output of the program, right? Okay, so now we'll try to understand some basics of working with TypeScript programming. So what are those basics which helps us to work with programming in TypeScript? So we'll try to understand that, okay. Right, so coming to the basics of a TypeScript program, okay. So I'll write it here. Basics in TypeScript programming. So what is the first basics? Console.log followed by our message. So console, so it is used to write or print some data or text or message on console. So console means your output screen. Console means output screen of the terminal, okay. Next, to string or message, okay. So what is this string or message? It is collection of characters represented in double quotes or single quotes, okay. Example, you can write it like this: hello. You can also write it as Sai IT Hub, Sri Sai IT Hub. So one important technical point here, character. So character space is also one character. So space is also one character inside a string. You can represent that in double quotes. You can also represent that in single quotes. Both will work for us. Okay, you can check it out here. I'll write here one more message here, console.log. I'll write it as something like single quotes, end of the program. So semicolon is not compulsory in the last, it is optional. Okay, so save this, come to the terminal at the bottom, CLS, clear the screen. So simply say node welcome.ts without using TypeScript command. Okay, right. So now here we have to compile this because okay, we have done changes to this. Here compilation is compulsory here. Okay, so simply say node welcome.ts instead of js. So we got the fourth message also, which is end of the program. Right, so this is how we have to work with console.log and strings. And finally, one more point here. The third point goes like this. Semicolon, technically we call it as delimiter. So what is the use of delimiter? Okay, so it represents end of a statement. So it is not compulsory, not mandatory. So it is not mandatory in TypeScript or JavaScript, provided statements are given in multiple lines. So when statements are given in multiple lines, delimiter is not compulsory. If you are writing statements in a single line, then delimiter is compulsory. Okay, right, so these are some basics of working with TypeScript programming. Okay, right, so finally a note point, compiling. So compiling or transpiling is done by a special piece of software known as transpiler. Okay, it is a small piece of software which will convert our TypeScript file into JavaScript file. So this is what we call it as TypeScript compiler. Okay, and JavaScript file is run by Node.js to give the output without using any browser. So Node.js provides us a runtime environment for executing TypeScript programs. Okay, so what is this compiling or transpiling? It is a process of converting our JavaScript TypeScript file into JavaScript file. Okay, so it is the process of converting .ts file into .js file. Okay, so provided there are no errors in our program, provided no errors in our program. So when there are no errors, this transpiler, which is your TypeScript compiler, will convert our TypeScript file into JavaScript file and this is run by Node.js using a node environment, node command. Okay, and Node.js provides us environment to work with or execute with TypeScript programs. Right, so that's all about today's video, guys. So in this video of Sri Sai online training, we have discussed how to work with TypeScript programs, installing Node.js and npm, installing TypeScript, working with Notepad++ Visual Studio Code, basic commands, flow of execution of TypeScript program, and what is .ts file and what is .js file. Right, so thank you for listening to this video in this Sri Sai online training for Angular 9. We are discussing TypeScript. So have a nice day.